Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock. Dr. Mutunga.
Honourable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House. Today, Wednesday, 7th of August 2024. This is the report of the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock on its consideration of the Coffee Bill, Senate Bill number 10 of 2023. Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Next. Chairperson, Select Committee on Delegated Legislation.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Wednesday, 7th August 2024. Report of the Select Committee on Delegated Legislation on its consideration of the Senate amendments to the Statutory Instruments Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 2 of 2023. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Next.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, questions and statements.
Honorable Brighton Yegon, Konoin. Go ahead. Your mic is not on.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I'm requesting for a statement regarding the expansion of Kamandura, Maimayu Road. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to provision of Standing Order number 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the status of Kamandura, Maimayu Road. Honorable Speaker, Kamandura Maimayu Road and the Maimayu Suswa Road serves as a crucial access to the southern Nyanza region and parts of the lower Rift Valley, including Narok, Bomet, and Kericho. The road is also used for transit of goods to Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, and Democratic Republic of Congo and Tanzania. In spite of the strategic nature of the Kamandura Maimayu Road, the motorists using the road, including the Maimayu Naivasha Road, frequently experience heavy traffic congestion, resulting in significant delays that frustrate commuters and businesses. The situation is worsened by the fact that the road is narrow and does not have an alternative route to divert traffic, particularly along the Maimayu escarpment. Over the years, appeal to the government to expand the Kamandura Maimayu Road and the Maimayu Narok Road and put in place more safety measures have not been implemented. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the Chairperson of Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following. Could a comprehensive report to be provided on the measures being undertaken to address the perennial congestion along the Kamandura Maimayu Naivasha Road and the Maimayu Narok Road in order to improve the flow of traffic and mitigate on-road accidents? Number 2, provide details on the budgetary allocation to the Kenya National Highways Authority, KENA, towards expansion, rehabilitation, management and maintenance of spoiled section of the roads. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Sunguli.
Mr. Speaker, just in support of that request for statement, I think the Maimayu escarpment is becoming an embarrassment. When you go there, Mr. Speaker, you can spend about 3 hours locked up in traffic jam. Yet it is such an important road. Would the minister, in addition to just telling us what long-term measures are going to be done, also liaise with the minister in charge of security or traffic police, so that we know whether we can have a special way of managing traffic and managing those people who obstruct others while on that road. It is a very, very important statement that needs to be addressed immediately.
Chairman Rhodes, GK, can you manage in 2 weeks?
Hold on. Honorable Speaker, I commit to avail the statement in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks.
Okay. Honorable Martin Owino Ndiwa.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Pursuant to provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson Departmental Committee on Health regarding the harmful effect of chemical agents such as tear gas and other irritants used by law enforcement agencies. Honorable Speaker, a recent demonstration led by young people, often referred to as Generation Z, have brought to the light pressing calls of substantial reform and the elimination of socio-economic inequalities affecting the people. These protests aimed at prompting transformative action from the government have been met with excessive crowd control measures by the police, most notably the indiscriminate use of tear gas and water cannons, which also extended to residential areas and primary schools in the close proximity. This has exposed vulnerable populations such as children, elderly, and those with pre-existing health conditions to disproportionate health risks. Mr. Speaker, scientific research has shown the exposure of tear gas and other irritants can cause a wide range of health issues, ranging from acute and long-term effects. The acute effects have been said to include severe irritation of the eyes, skin, and respiratory system, while long-term effects include glaucoma, blindness, respiratory failure, and even death due to chemical burns to the lungs. And even death due to chemical burns to the lungs and canister injuries. Further, the law of war, Mr. Speaker, where far greater...
Order. Take your seat, Martin. Order. Order, honorable members. Order. Order, Johanna Ngeno. Order. Honorable members. Order. Honorable members, in the event you have something to consult on, which is your right, don't disturb the House. I allow you to use the Speaker's recess room behind here, or you can go to the corridor or to the lounge. But please don't hold a kamkunji in the middle of ongoing proceedings in the House.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's as if I was not heard. Can I start again?
You start.
Thank you. The Speaker, Honorable Speaker, to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Health regarding the harmful effects of chemical agents such as tear gas and other irritants used by the law enforcement agencies. Honorable Speaker, a recent demonstration led by young people, often referred as Generation Z, have brought to the light pressing calls for substantial reforms and the elimination of socioeconomic inequalities affecting the people. These protests aimed at prompting transformative action from the government have been met with excessive crowd control measures by the police, most notably the indiscriminate use of tear gas and water cannons, which also extended to residential and primary schools within the close proximity. This has exposed vulnerable populations such as children, the elderly, and those with pre-existing conditions to disproportionate health risks. Mr. Speaker, scientific research has shown that exposure to tear gas and other irritants can cause a wide range of health issues ranging from acute to long-term effects. The acute effects have been said to include severe irritation of the eyes, skin, and respiratory system, while long-term effects include glaucoma, blindness, respiratory failure, and even death due to chemical burns to the lungs and canister injuries. Further, in the law of war, where far greater leeway is given to the use of deadly force, the use of tear gas is banned, particularly under the Geneva Protocol of 1925 and the Chemical Weapons Convention of 1993. Therefore, its continued use of law enforcement agencies as a riot control agent poses a greater risk to the health of peaceful protesters. It is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson.
Members, can we have your conversations in low tones? Member for Dagoretti, member for Embakasi, take your seats.
Sit down. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Health on the following. Number one, an overview of the composition and concentration levels of tear gas and other irritants used by law enforcement officers and whether their use is authorized considering the concerns of their harmful effects on victims. Number two, a report on both the immediate and long-term health risks associated with tear gas exposure, with particular attention to vulnerable groups such as those with respiratory conditions. And last, Mr. Speaker, and very important, the strategies and measures put in place to safeguard public and the alternative mechanisms that could be deployed instead of tear gas or other irritants to manage protests, riots, or civil unrest. And I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Martin. Chair Health, Dr. Pukose, you've heard what my Honorable Wino is saying.
Thank
when
you.
Can you bring a statement?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on the issue that has been raised by Honorable Martin Owino, Ward Chief, who happens to be a member of my Committee of Health, is a weighty issue. And I think given 2 weeks to bring an answer to the House.
That's
yes.
Okay. Next.
Particular given in weeks ago on in regard to FGM, no response to that issue. This is very concerning.
The chair. Who is your chair? Nganga?
It's Nganga. It's what
Who?
is it? Taika.
The chair.
Integration. Yes, Alice.
Can you a response to Honorable Mayaka's statement tomorrow afternoon?
All right. Much obliged, Honorable Speaker.
Okay. Malulu Injendi. Honorable Malulu Injendi.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Raising an issue I raised to the CS. Mr. Speaker, on A1 road, which is in going on the session on 2023. Mr. I raised the question. Parliament ended 2024 again to the CS, and there's no response about in terms.
Where is the chair? GK? Is it true you have been sitting as last year?
But Speaker, there is no statement we have kept for that long. I think I will interact with the member and get to know what could have happened. And then we...
Honorable Njende, can you approach the chair and see if indeed your statement is still pending before them? If it's not satisfactory, report back to me. Yes, Akucha. Is that Akucha?
Honorable Speaker, thank you. This is Honorable Namwar.
Namwar, yes.
MP Turkana Central.
Sorry, you are sitting very far. I can't see you properly.
Honorable Speaker, before the day not to be remembered, I read a statement on the killing of Turkana fishermen in Ilaret, Marsabit, and you directed it to the Committee on Internal Security.
I remember that. Tongoyo? The question, a statement, request from Nabuin?
I've not received it yet from the ministry. I'm still following up.
When can you bring the response? Can you do next week?
Tuesday maybe, yes.
Honorable member, they'll bring a response on Tuesday next week.
Thanks, Honorable Speaker. That's fine, well guided.
Yes, Honorable Oundo. Give the...
Speaker, about when we resumed this session after the day never to forget.
The day not to remember, yes.
Never to forget. Chair, you directed a sub-question directed to the same committee in respect of a question I raised concerning transport facilitation for various Ngao and National Police Services officers in Funyula constituency. And I remember, Honorable Speaker, on that particular day, you asked the chair to make all urgent arrangements he can make to bring the statement, notwithstanding there is no substantive cabinet secretary, and you directed that since the PS is there and the entire state mandarins are still in office, they could prepare the statement and give it to him. Chair is now, Speaker is now almost 2 weeks down the line when it was supposed to be delivered. I'm just also perplexed and worried that nothing has come into the president in this house, and we could be again proceeding for another break. I do not know what I will tell my people in the constituency. Could you kindly, by virtue of the powers bestowed upon you, even if it doesn't appear in the standing order, but standing order number 1 and any part of the Constitution, plead with the chair to at least give me an answer to go and present, because the situation in the constituency is getting dire. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Was it security? First of all, the Speaker cannot plead with a member. The Speaker can only direct a member. Tongoyo, is that directed at you?
Yeah, it was, Honorable Speaker, and I haven't received the response as yet. In fact, there are quite a number in line that the PS he told me that he's working on them.
Yes.
Actually, they could be almost like 10 in number.
When can you bring Oundo's?
Maybe let me do the next week, But I want to just add something, Honorable Speaker. You know, the issue of cars for the Ngawa officers and even our police officers, normally majority of them are the leased vehicles, which are done by the National Treasury. And for the last 2 financial years, we haven't gotten anything. I think there was some budget, which is in this current budget. And of course, there have been some court cases. So I think it's also good just to highlight members on that.
Thank you. But be that as it may, can you bring a response by Wednesday, morning or afternoon?
Afternoon.
Wednesday afternoon. Thank you. Next order. Yes, McLeod. Give Honorable McLeod.
Mr. Speaker, I don't know whether the chairman of security can handle a matter that has arisen yesterday night, where there is huge landslide that affected my constituency. The name of Samuel Saraman and Simon Soy.
What is wrong with the mic? Can you give me the mic again? Can you change your location? There is one behind the deputy speaker that is on. There is a mic behind the deputy speaker that is on. Can you try that?
Yes, now it's better.
Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, I don't know whether it's the chairman of security that can handle this matter. Yesterday, there was a heavy downpour in Baringo North and in Baringo County.
Is that mic working? Give him another mic. Portable mic.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for your indulgence. Yesterday night, there was a heavy downpour in Baringo, and specifically the Saimu Hills, Mr. Speaker, where there is huge landslide that was able to run over some families and households, killing people in 2 incidences and blocking roads. Just similar incident like almost that of Naivasha, but the magnitude is smaller. How can the emergency situation required so that we can restore order and accessibility of roads and the people who have suffered, Mr. Speaker? How can this be handled by the Minister of Security so that we have a multitask agency addressing the residents of Saimosoi and Saimok Saraman in Baringo North that are in dire consequence? They have no homes even now as to speak here.
I appreciate the urgency of the matter. But in the future, if you want to raise an urgent matter like that, you file a question by private notice, which must be presented within the same day and must be responded to within 48 hours. But having raised the matter, Honorable Tongoyo, can you check with your emergency services and see the veracity of the allegation and what you can do? Go on record.
Mike, please. Well guided, Honorable Speaker, I will. But I also want to add that such situations are normally also handled by State Department of Disaster Management, jointly coordinated by the Ministry of Interior.
Okay.
And kindly, if you
disaster management falls under which committee?
No. Disaster management is not in my committee. is, I think, on Locha. It's not in my committee either.
Just deal with it.
But I will. Honorable Speaker, allow me just to mention something. You did instruct me to respond on the issue of the insecurity in Garissa.
Yes.
Which I was also supposed to bring the statement. But I want just to go on record.
Yes.
Taking into account the sensitivity of the issue, awaiting maybe the statement, I did organize a meeting between the members and the Director of Criminal Investigation. And I got the information that I think they have really covered a big ground, and they have agreed on a raft of intervention, and which are actually even being undertaken now in Garissa.
Okay. Who had requested for the statement?
I think Honorable a member for Garissa Town.
So,
even the nominated member.
Can you bring a formal statement tomorrow?
I will.
Okay. Order. Hold on, Kirui. Yes, Honorable Pukose. Sergeant, can you ask the technicians to address these irritations?
Can you try the next one?
Give the mic to Honorable Pukose.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The issue which has been... Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I stand on the issue which has been raised by Honorable Makilap about the landslides in Baringo and more so in Baringo North. I think if it to help the member, because Honorable Tongoyo has committed that he will be able to follow it up. But you know, when he follows it up on verbally, it will not be acted on. And yet the people of Kipsaraman and those areas might be facing some challenges. Would I be in order, Honorable Speaker, that the clerk can assist Honorable Makilap to have something written so that Honorable Tongoyo can take it to the Ministry of Interior together with the disaster management so that he can be assisted. Because without any documentation, and now that this is on the Hansard, just on that strength that you've given direction, Honorable Speaker, I think that can be more effective so that he can be assisted.
Makilap, can you file your request for tomorrow afternoon?
Immediately, Mr. Speaker, because the situation is dire, I will immediately draft a letter so it can be received by from now, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Next one.
The Division of Revenue Amendment Bill, National of 2024, question to be put. Question to be put.
On their feet, take your seats. Take your seats. We'll now put the question at order number 8, which is that the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 38 of 2024, be now read a second time. As many as of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Division of Revenue Act. Order number 9, motion, alteration of the calendar of the House.
Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 28.4, this House resolves to further alter its calendar as adopted on 14th February 2024 and amend on 25th and 26th June 2024 so as to A, commence its long recess on Friday, 16th August 2024, and B, resume its regular sittings for the third part of the third session on Tuesday, 17th September 2024. Honorable Speaker, we have to do this because we have important business that we must do next week. You know, we were supposed to proceed on recess tomorrow, but because of the business that is ahead of us, Honorable Speaker, then we propose that we extend by this 1 week so that we can finish and then, Honorable Speaker, this is very important because during the time that we had the issues, we took a break earlier. I beg that this House join that actually postpone the recess until next week. Honorable Speaker, I want to request my tribe to support.
Honorable Wamboka.
Thank you. I want to second what the majority side is asking. Indeed, we have business, crucial business in the House to conclude, and bearing in mind that we had to break early last session, so I second, so that the House can finish its business. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Meli, take your seat. Maclap, take your seat. Osero, take your seat. Honorable members, I'll now propose the question, which is that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 28.4, this House resolves to further alter its calendar as adopted on 14th February 2024 and amended on 25th and 26th June 2024 so as to A, commence its long recess on Friday, 16th August 2024, and B, resume its regular sittings for the third part of the third session on Tuesday, 17th September 2024. Can we put the question? I'll now put the question, which is that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 28.4, this House resolves to further alter its calendar as adopted on 14th February 2024 and amended on 25th and 26th June 2024 as follows. Commence its long recess on Friday, 16th August 2024 and resume its regular sittings for the third part of the third session on Tuesday, 17th September 2024. As members of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Is the chair of Budget and Appropriations in the House? Who is handling the committee stage on appropriations? I don't want us to go into committee, then you get stuck. Order. Naisula, are you the vice? Are you? No, I think it is Mary Mase. Who is? Is she in the house? I have not seen Dindi Nyoro, is he? Leader of majority, can you approach the chair? Honorable members, I am advised that the committee has no amendments, and having no amendments, and because of the importance and urgency of finalizing with this bill for purposes of assisting our counties, I would direct that the majority leader or his deputy lead the House in the committee of the whole. Once we finish that, honorable members, we will, upon reporting, go straight to the special motion at number 11. I want us to agree that we can allocate, depending on the interest, an average of 2.5 hours to that motion. If the interest persists, then I can push it to about 3 hours, meaning if we start, say, by 4, we'll be voting on that motion by about 7. So members are accordingly advised. Next order.
Order number 10, Committee of the Whole House.
Members will be upstanding.
Order, members. Honorable members, we are now in the Committee of the Whole House for the consideration of the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill 2024.
Clause 3.
I propose the question that Clause 3 be part of the bill. Order, members. Members, keep the consultations low. Honorable Carrido, get out of the aisle. Honorable Dorothy, take your seat. Honorable GK, take your seat. Honorable members, we are already on Clause 1. I propose the question on Clause 3. I propose the question that Clause 3 be part of the bill. If you intend to speak on this, put an intervention. I now put the question that Clause 3 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 4.
I propose the question that clause 4 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 4 be part of the bill. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it.
Schedule.
No amendment. I propose the question that the schedule be part of the bill. I now put the question that the schedule be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 2.
I propose the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Title.
I propose the question that the title be the title of the bill. I put the question that the title be the title of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 1.
Finally, I propose the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 1 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, we have come to the end of that committee of the whole. Mover, kindly move reporting. Honorable Owen.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 38 of 2024, and its approval thereof without amendments.
I therefore put the question that the committee do report to the whole House its consideration of the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 38 of 2024, and its approval thereof without amendments. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Mover. Mover, not you.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 38 of 2024. I also request that the Honorable Junaid Mohammed seconds.
Seconded. Chairperson. Sorry, Honorable. Okay. Chair of the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker,
Hold on. Can you expunge the earlier proceedings? Go on.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 38 of 2024, and approved the same without amendments.
Thank you. Mover.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 38 of 2024. Now, I again request the Honorable Junaid Mohammed to second.
You've seconded? Order, honorable members. Honorable members, I propose the question. Order. Order. Honorable Watch. Keep your peace. Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the whole House on its consideration of the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 38 of 2024. We put the question. I now put the question, which is that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the whole House on its consideration of the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 38 of. Will as men of that opinion say aye? Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 38 of 2024 be now read a third time. Honorable Speaker, this is a very important piece of legislation that is awaited to ensure that we enable the counties to continue with their work. And therefore, I want to thank everybody and all the members of the Committee of Budget for the good work that they have done, even when they were called in a very short time, to ensure that we do this for the nation and for the country and to strengthen democracy, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, at this moment, therefore, I request the leader, I don't know whether he's ready to do that, but I can ask the Honorable Osoro to second Division Review. Say I second.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I beg to second.
Ordered. Oundo, take your seat. Mama Dagoretti, take your seat. Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 38 of 2024, be now read a third time. I now put the question, and I confirm that we have quorum to vote on this. And the question is that the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 38 of 2024, be now read a third time. As many as of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Division of Revenue Act.
Next order.
Order number 11, special motion, consideration of nominees for appointment as cabinet secretaries.
Honorable members, like I did say, I would want us to debate this motion for an average of 3 hours. It is now about 3:30. So at about, depending on the interest, at about 6:45, I'll call the mover to reply. Yes, Moya.
Honorable Speaker, I am requesting if every member can be given at least 5 minutes so that as many members as possible can speak on the motion. Honorable Speaker, members are consulting and guiding me 3 minutes, which I agree.
Order, let's start with 5. And depending on the interest, then we can exercise our discretion to reduce to 3. Yes, Donya?
Speaker, a media person who wants to do a communication will do an headline of something in like 15 words. That is even like 3 seconds. So 3 minutes is enough, so that every member can express. We have so many things that we want to say, even in 1 minute. If you really want to tell a woman, I love you, what else do you need to elaborate on that? That is enough.
Thank you. Okay. Is it agreed that you do 3 minutes? Okay. Majority Leader, can you move the motion?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that, taking into consideration the findings of the committee on appointments in its second report on the vetting of the nominees for appointment to the offices of cabinet secretaries laid on the table of the House today, Wednesday, 7th August 2024 morning sitting, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 152(2) of the Constitution and Sections 3 and 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act of 2011, this House approves the appointment of the following persons as cabinet secretaries. 1, the Honorable Professor Kithure Kindiki, EGH, Ministry of Interior and National Administration. 2, Dr. Deborah Mlongo Barasa, Ministry of Health. 3, Honorable Alice Wahome, EGH, Ministry of Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development. 4, Mr. Julius Migos Ogamba, EBS, Ministry of Education. 5, the Honorable Roslinda Soipan Tuya, EGH, Ministry of Defense. 6, Dr. Andrew Mwehia Karanja, Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development. 7, the Honorable Aden Bare Duale, EGH, Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry. 8, Mr. Eric Mureithi Muuga, Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation. 9, Mr. Davis Chirchir, EGH, Ministry of Roads and Transport. 10, Dr. Margaret Nyambura Ndungu, Ministry of Information, Communication and the Digital Economy. 11, the Honorable John Mbadi Ngongo, EGH, the National Treasury and Economic Planning. 5, the Honorable Salim Mvuria Mgala, EGH, Ministry of Investments, Trade and Industry. 13, Ms. Rebecca Miano, EGH, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife. 14, the Honorable James Opio Wandai, EGH, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Energy and Petroleum. 15, the Honorable Onesimus Kipchumba Murkomen, EGH, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports. 16, the Honorable Hassan Ali Joho, EGH, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs. 17, the Honorable Dr. Alfred Nganga Mutua, EGH, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Labor and Social Protection. 18, the Honorable Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya, EGH, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Cooperatives and Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Development. 19 is the Honorable Justice Bidan Njoka Muturi, EGH, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Public Service and Human Capital Development. 2, that the committee recommends the rejection of the appointment of Ms. Stella Soy Langat as a Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Gender, Culture, the Arts and Heritage. Honorable Speaker, allow me, Honorable Speaker, having read that, to take this opportunity, Honorable Speaker, to first thank you as the Chair of the Appointments Committee of this House and all the 20 members, with the exception of the Honorable Opio Wandai, who, for obvious reasons, could not sit in a committee that was vetting names had among us those names to be vetted his own name. And therefore, as members will note from the report, the very bulky report that I tabled this morning, the Honorable Pio and I only appeared before the committee as a nominee to be considered for appointment as Cabinet Secretary for Energy and Petroleum. And the 20 members, Honorable Speaker, including yourself, who sat through from Thursday 8 a.m., Honorable Speaker, members know that you are checking in at County Hall at 7 in the morning, all the way at times to as late as 10:30 p.m. Honorable Speaker, allow me to take this opportunity to profoundly thank you and all the members of this committee for the commitment and diligence and professionalism that all the members of the committee showed in the consideration of all these nominees. Honorable Speaker, the report that I tabled this morning contains all the proceedings of the committee on appointments during the approval hearings of the 20 persons who had been nominated for appointment as cabinet secretaries of the state and ministerial portfolios in the cabinet of the government of Kenya, as forwarded by His Excellency the President and communicated by yourself, Honorable Speaker, on Tuesday 23rd and Wednesday 24th of July. And Honorable Speaker, the names are as read out. And Honorable Speaker, the report. Honorable Speaker, if you can protect me from the loud consultations. The report, Honorable Speaker, was saying details in great detail what we were able to engage each of the nominees on. The committee's report also has a retinue of all that was said in the committee based on what the nominees filled up in their handwritten questionnaire, from their educational background, their professional background, places they have worked in, their work experience, and Honorable Speaker, including their net worth. And I know, Honorable Speaker, the question of net worth is what became very popular with Kenyans and especially our friends and colleagues in the Fourth Estate.
Order, honorable members, order.
This Kamukunji here, Honorable
Order.
Speaker.
Order, Deputy Speaker and your team. Sioi, take your seats. Take your seats, honorable members. Honorable members, if there is a motion that you require to pay attention to, order. The member lecturing others in the walkway. Members, one of the most important constitutional responsibilities you carry that was given to this House is that the President cannot sit in State House and nominate persons to office of minister or cabinet secretary without your approval. This is order, Kiborek. This is one of your most important responsibilities to discharge in this country, apart from dealing with appropriations and budget. I would expect, and I expect nothing less, order DK. I expect nothing less, and Osoro, you are the chief whip. You should be the last to cause disorder. I want you to hear each other in silence. I want us to hear your views on the people who are going to assist the president to run this country. I want the country to hear you on what you are handing over to the president to work with. And we cannot do that by engaging in mini kamkunjis all over the floor of the House. Those members, the chair cannot curtail you from consulting. I have allowed you to use the speaker's recess room to go and consult if you wish. But let's hear the moving of this motion, the debating of this motion with order, a reasonable degree of silence in the House. The country is watching you. And if the majority leader is speaking and nobody's even hearing him, then when you stand to contribute, what are you going to do? Don't degenerate to a level where, we used to have in this House a motion as important as this is moved and a member stands up to attack his local chief instead of contributing to the motion. Majority Leader, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker was at the point I was saying that the committee considered the curriculum vitae of all these nominees that stipulated where they each went to school. Honorable Speaker, on a light note, many people out there, including members of parliament, believed that there are some of the nominees who had not attained the requisite academic qualifications. And I want to confirm to this House that indeed all the nominees from their curriculum vitae and engagement with the committee indicated that they had the requisite qualifications. And also noting, Honorable Speaker, that our laws do not stipulate any particular academic qualifications. But even those that Kenyans had a very interesting engagement on, like the Honorable Ali Hassan Joho, he was able to, in a very good manner, exhibit to the country how he was inspired by Professor Ali Mazrui to pursue education having not performed well at KCSE or at high school level. And indeed, Honorable Speaker, I want to take this opportunity to commend not just Professor Ali Mazrui, but the latter-day Mazrui in Ali Hassan Joho, who has now also become a great inspiration to many Kenyans, Honorable Speaker. It is not every other Kenyan who sits examinations at KCSE level or at O levels and qualifies to join an institution of higher learning. But right from the example we were given of Professor Ali Mazrui to the Ali Hassan Joho of today, he's exhibited to our young people that many of our own constituents, Honorable Speaker, a good proportion and a good percentage of our own constituents sit KCSE and do not qualify to join university. That does not mark the end of your life. That not qualifying to join university at Form 4 should not mark an end to your pursuit to better yourself and for academic excellence. The Honorable Ali Hassan Joho exhibited to the committee that he is now pursuing a master's degree at Harvard University in the Kennedy School of Administration, and is commendable, Honorable Speaker. And I want to commend the Honorable Ali Hassan Joho for not just being nominated, but also for exhibiting to Kenyans that he can also serve as an inspiration to younger Kenyans who should now know that you can get on a path for academic excellence, even having not performed so well at KCPE. Honorable Speaker, besides considering their CVs, the committee also invited the public to submit memoranda by way of written statements on oath or affidavits, as is stipulated in our Constitution and our laws, Honorable Speaker, in the Public Appointments Act, on the suitability of each of the nominees. Honorable Speaker, to this end, the committee received a total of 837 memoranda. And I must thank the many Kenyans who submitted this huge number of memoranda, and it tells you that indeed public participation was not superfluous, was not for the sake of it, that Kenyans in their numbers did submit written memoranda. However, Honorable Speaker, 123 of these were hand-delivered and 714 were submitted by email. Honorable Speaker, Section 6(9) of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act provides that any person may, prior to the approval hearing, by written statement on oath, provide the clerk with evidence. Honorable Speaker, it's important for members to note that, and members of the public also, that it must be written statement on oath or an affidavit and provide evidence contesting the suitability of a candidate to hold the office to which the candidate has been nominated. Honorable Speaker, out of the memoranda submitted, 181 complied with Section 6, subsection 9 of the Act, while 656 were not in the form of affidavits, hence did not meet the requisite threshold as per the law. Moreover, Honorable Speaker, out of the 656, Some were actually in support of the nominees and therefore inadmissible because the law expects this Section 6 subsection 9